lovers. How are you doing? Good day wherever you are in the world. Big morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to another exciting episode on Connecting the Mind and Soul. And I remain your host, Jumoke Ogunsuada. Now, today's episode, we're going to be talking about DNA Part 2. Now, I really want to talk about this because I read something online about a guy who came to share a story of someone that he knows. And according to him, he said the man has 4 children. And of recent, he just found out that the children aged 21, 18, 12, and 6. And out of those 4, only one is his. And that's the last child, the 6-year-old child. So for the first child, which is 21, the second one, which is 18, and the third, which is 12, are not his. Now, I can't even begin to imagine what that man is going through right now. But what really baffled me in this whole thing is the comment section. And I saw some women justifying this act. And a lady actually justified it to the point that, but we do have some men too who, have children outside the marital, after the outside the marriage. And I actually went to go and check the lady's profile, and surprisingly, she's a married lady, a married woman as well. And I saw some other ladies justifying the act, like, maybe there must have been something, or maybe the man is not good to her, or maybe, oh my God, and I couldn't really wrap my head around how well these women were supporting this act. Now, what this wife has done to this man is not just wickedness. To me, it's pure evil. For you to let another man, your husband, raise another man's child, or children, or 21, to the point of them aging 21, 18, 12. What? I don't want to sound judgmental, like probably maybe she has a good reason, or maybe something happened, or I don't know. But if it was a good reason, I think the man should, know about it. I guess probably maybe he didn't have, maybe had a low sperm count earlier, maybe was impotent earlier. I still don't think it was the woman's decision to, bring another man's child for him to father. Because for that man right now, fathering those children all these years, the age difference between the first child and the last child is 15 years. 15 good years. Because to him, he thought he already had a grown-up child, which is, his first child being 21. Only to, be surprised that his first child is just 6-year-old. A minor. Not even a teenager, a minor. And probably maybe the man is already in his 50s or going to 60s. And what story or what reason do we want to give to justify this evil act? And I think it's high time women come together, support when needed, and condemn when necessary. We trying to justify each other's act because we feel men do worse, or because we feel men are betrayals, or because we feel men are scum, doesn't justify this evil act. And I don't want to say this, but maybe DNA is actually needed. Maybe it should be made compulsory. Because the rate at which we have men fathering children that aren't theirs is growing day by day. We have some women who double date, and when they eventually get pregnant, they'll just give it to the one who they feel is more reliable, is more responsible, or more financially buoyant. And they move on, and they think all is well. Have you thought of that man you're giving that child to, presenting it to him as is? We need to do better as women. Now, I'm not saying men don't do worse. I'm not saying men are angels. I'm not, no, that's not the point. But the point is making someone, when life is involved, we need to be careful. That man can suddenly become suicidal. He can suddenly become a murderer. He can suddenly run into depression. He can suddenly lose his mental health. Anything can happen. And if he probably maybe does something crazy, we will be the same people to judge him. But you can't beat someone and expect them to cry in a certain way that you want. We all feel pains differently. You can't hurt other human beings and think it is well. We need to do better. We need to speak up when needed. We need to condemn when needed. For the women right now. I just feel we're not speaking about this enough. And I really wish people could, talk about it more. Make women understand that this thing has repercussions. Even the children, their state of mind. It's different knowing someone all your life as your father. And all of a sudden, the man changes towards them. We see some men who will still, accept them as his, but not rampant in few cases. Now, what happens to that child? Probably that child loves that man so dearly, but not because the man has ended up hating the child, but just because he couldn't just wrap his head or fathom the fact that all his years, all the truths that he thought he knew were lies. And the more he sees the children, the more it becomes clearer to him that he's been living a lie, and he starts to distance himself from the children. Things like that happen. So what becomes of the children? What becomes of the children? What becomes of the man? So we should know for every action that we make, there are consequences to it. There are consequences to it, and this involves lives. Please don't play with people's feelings. Don't play with people's emotions. Don't play with people's lives. All in the name of you want a better life for yourself, or because of your selfish reasons. I think I'm going to stop here today, and I really do hope we talk about this more. If you have any, experience on this, or of a story or someone who this has happened to, you can comment in the comment section. I would definitely talk about it. And I remain the same, Jumoke Ogunsuada. And until next when I see you, please stay blessed, stay shiny, stay beautiful. And please do not forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. It is still CMS_ with Jumoke. And I want to thank View Radio for partnering with me on this. And please kindly follow them also on all of their social media platforms, on Facebook, also on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. It is at View Radio. And I promise you won't regret following it. And stay blessed, stay shining. Bye.